Hey guys, how's it going? This is Bobby Kryptonite here today, and welcome to another Bobby K Bikes video. Today we're just going to do a wee bit of work on the night burner because it's got a puncture, and we're going to have to replace the tube. I know some people would say, can't you just stick a patch on it? This, we cannot stick a patch on. I'll tell you the story. A few weeks ago, I was out riding my night burner, and I met someone I knew from Scouts, one of the younger Scouts, and he was like, hey, you're on one of your shitty bikes again. And then I kind of went all passionate. I was like, excuse me, this is not a shitty bike. This is a classic. This is a 1983 Rally Night Burner. So I tipped it on its front wheel, and I was showing him the frame number to, which is on the thing there. So I had it tipped up onto the front wheel to show him the frame number and tell him what it means, like where it's made, when it was made, what month of the year it was made. And he, jokingly, tried to steal one of my dust caps because the rockets are pretty cool, and just by touching the dust cap, the rear tyre went completely flat. It just, all the air came out of it, water came bubbling through the spoke holes because it was a wet day, and I think I'd been through a few puddles, and the tyre was just completely flat and I wasn't understanding it at all. And so I went home and I thought I'll just try stick a bit of air in this to see what's wrong with it, maybe just a slow puncture. And as you can see, the wheel has no valve. There should be a valve, but there is no valve. Any guesses as to what happened next? If you thought the valve came off in my hand, then you were correct. The valve came right off in my hand, which is pretty bad. I'm not quite sure what could have caused this, but my guess is that maybe the hole in the valve hole in the rim is too big for this type of valve, because here's the front wheel with what I think is the original tube. It's got one of these metal valves, and it's got a funny wee washer keeping it in, and I think the valve hole was drilled for that. And same along here, but there's quite a bit of room of play when you put one of these modern rubber Schrader valves in, so maybe over time it weakened it, so in the long run I'm going to have to try and find another one of those tubes. So without any further ado, let's get it upside down and replace the tube. And there you go, there is the valve hole complete with no valve, and I think you can see a shred of inner tube in there. Okay, I've got the tube out, and here it is, and there you can see the valve hole where there should be a valve. It's actually quite a good sturdy tube. It's a Cheng Shin, which I think are known for being quite good. And here we've got the new tube to go in. It's a Bell inner tube from Asda. They just cost a couple of pounds, I think. I've been using these ones for years because they're just so cheap, and that'll give me another one of these little black dust caps to add to my collection of dust caps, because I think bikes look smart with the fancy dust caps, but I also think that these black dust caps are better than no dust caps. So when I sell a bike, if it's a second-hand bike that has come to me with no dust caps, I've got a plentiful supply of the original black dust caps to put on it, and I think it just makes it look a bit more smart and a bit more sellable. So it's one of my wee tips. So without any further ado, let's get this new tube put on. Okay, so the new tube is in, the wheel's back on, everything's going fine, got the dust cap back on, and I've given the frame a general clean up. Ever since I got the bike, the steering's been a bit dry, which suggests it might not have been apart and re-greased and put back together again in ages, probably since the bike was built. But I don't want to go taking anything apart today, because I might need this bike, but I've put a bit of oil in there and just let it drip through, and I'm going to leave the bike upside down to let the oil soak in and do its good work. I've oiled the chain as well, and I've cleaned up the sprocket a bit, and yeah, that'll be this bike roadworthy again. And this is, I can put the old valve into my little garage bin here, but I'm going to hang on to the tube, because the tubes can come in handy, because if you're bought a fitting for your bike, like a lamp or something, and your handlebars are too big or something like that, and you don't have enough of those wee rubber things to wrap round, you can butcher up your old tubes to make the wee rubber fittings. I've found it's a good little money saving trick, and it's good for quick fixes. So that's the bike on the road again for now, but I'm going to talk about long run stuff. I've got a good condition seat for it. A very kind member of the forum sent me chain tensioners, and I'm eternally grateful to him for that. Really kind. And I've been sourcing around for the grips. I've heard that grips can be hard to find items, so eBay's been looked over a few times. I've read about a company that can redo the super chroming, so I'll send them a wee email asking how much it would cost and all that kind of stuff, and would I need to strip the bike down, or would they include that in their cost. What else do I need? As for the wheels, I don't think I'm going to get them re-anodized or whatever it's called, because when you start using the brakes you rub it off, and the rims are in alright condition. Yeah, they've gone a bit pink, but I just get depressed if I made them lovely and then wore it off as soon as I started using my brakes. However, the front caliper, I think in some area I might need to get that redone. The levers definitely need redoing, but the rear calipers are fine. I don't know about chain rings fine. I don't know about where I could get the brake parts redone. I've seen the original tyres on eBay. Well, they're new, but they're the correct model of tyres. I've seen them on eBay, so I'll buy a set of them. But at the moment we're still at the stage of part sourcing and making sure we have everything. I was thinking to myself that I didn't really think it through today when I saw how rusty my seat post is in some areas, and I thought, oh, how am I going to find myself a new old stock seat post? But on the forum there is a thread that involves cleaning up nasty chrome with pretty much oven cleaner and dusters, so I'm going to give that a go. And I need to find one of these, so anyone on the forum, I've got a chain ring, but I think I've seen another night burner. I've seen pictures of night burners, and I think they also had a chain guard that went, a circular chain guard that just went over the chain ring. Where could I find one of those? Does anyone have one for sale right now? PM me if you do. And that's about it. The bike is roadworthy again, and I might give it a blast at some later stage. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Tatty bye.